Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
I'm Steve.
I'm Mark.
And this is Smokeysteveandmarc.
And welcome back.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Happy
Friday. Oh, yes, we had to get that in there.
TGIF.
Yes. Very, very happy that it's Friday.
Yes, it was an interesting week here at the Mark and Steve household.
Yes, it was.
But it's ending. And
Yeah,
not well. This is
hopefully.
probably the best evil in
Thank you.
5 days.
Yeah, today is the best I felt in all this time, really. It came back a little, let's see, maybe earlier in the week. Because
Yeah,
I
it
felt
went
better,
away,
and then the
then it
next
started
day, it felt worse.
Yeah.
And then it seems to be, going out. Huh? But so there was that, and we are in like a deep freeze here.
Cold.
I mean, I think it got cold so fast that it feels much more impactful.
Because within a month it went from being 75 to 20.
Yeah.
Like really, really quick.
I mean, our high today was 30.
Yeah.
And
That's chilly.
It's chilly. It is. Yeah.
And it's about average.
chilly.
I mean, I guess it's average for here. I mean, usually in January we get the deepest single-digit colds if we get them.
Yes.
But
you just have to remember it can get a lot colder.
But
Yeah.
as I'm becoming an old queen, I'm getting really like antsy about my neck being cold. So I always have a scarf on, even with a t-shirt and a hat and a hood at work, like at my
inside
desk. A lot of this year I was on the phone, so it was okay.
Yeah.
So it was okay to do.
Well, I don't dress like that inside, but oh yeah, the scarf, everything when I go outside.
Oh, at our last place, the bedroom was so cold. Or 2 apartments ago.
Oh yes,
It was so cold.
It
I'd
was
have to
so
get dressed to go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, and then that apartment next door.
That was bad.
Well, you guys
construction.
know if you watched.
Our electric bill was $600, and it wasn't hot in there. It was because the heat was flying out the window.
Here he is.
So
He came up on my lap.
he's a good boy.
He wants to say hello to everybody. Hi, everybody.
That's Bandit.
That's Bandit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, the week is done. Today was my short day at work, so I got to come home early.
It was nice, huh?
Yeah, I have to work early Monday morning. So it's like, let's start the week in the dark. Because
Like
this time of
real
year,
early.
you don't have to get up that early and it's dark. And by the time I leave
Yeah.
work, it's dark. You
Yeah.
know, we'll move aside the whole thing of why did civilization try to make sure we could use every freaking blinking second of daylight? Just bleed the last drop of blood from the kill. But
I know. Yeah, he has to be in like a complete other town.
I have to go to Allentown. I'm sure you've heard of Allentown if you like Billy Joel.
Yeah.
So I have to go to Allentown, which is about an hour and change away from here. And
You have to be there for what, 9?
it starts at 9, so I have to leave at like maybe 7. Last time we left at 6:30.
Yeah.
So, and it's a church which we have to do a presentation, like PowerPoint and interactive stuff. And this church basement's like a cave. They have nothing.
Oh,
So
you
now
to
we have
bring
a-
your stuff.
Now we have a projector and some HDMI cables, and we'll see what happens.
It'll be just fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine, though. I have to check.
So that's where this event or training or whatever is being held, in a church basement.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it'll be different.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different. We did it there once before, and it was okay. It was a small group, and mental health first aid can be an 8-hour class to teach, which is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to teach. It's a lot to sit through to learn. So
Yeah, I took that course.
yeah, you did. You took it virtually.
I did.
Yeah.
Via Zoom, and it was 8 hours, and they had breaks every once in a while there.
Every 2 hours, there's a break and
Yeah.
then lunch. I don't
Yeah.
know. Sometimes they want to do a working lunch. I'm like, what work? I'm not teaching during lunch. No one's going to listen.
I know, right?
I love when they say working lunch. We did that at the last one that we had to do. No, I don't like working lunches.
Like what who came up with a working lunch?
You know what we should do? Not just use up every last drop of daylight. Let's talk during our meals. Let's work during meals.
Do it.
Why don't we just work while we're driving to work too?
I think we should do that too.
And then on the weekends.
And the
because
weekends, why not?
Think of all the daylight we're not using on Saturday and Sunday.
Whoa.
Anyway, at least I'm not there.
True. Oh gosh. But anyway, yeah. So, well, I wanted to take the opportunity to thank everybody for all the comments and the messages, and gosh, the show of support and the advice and everything from my my Real Talk video on Mondays with Mark. I was a little all over the place and, you know, a little uncomfortable with that type of a video. But I really appreciate that. Like I was like reading through them, I'm like, oh wow, it was just very touching.
Yeah,
well, you helped me. I mean, because you were reading some.
I was reading some of the comments too, because there was tons of them. It was a really big viewership for a Marc video.
Yeah,
like Mondays with Marc tend to be more on the modest side with views, depending. Every once in a while you get one, but this one was well received, and it was well received by people who are subscribed to the channel too. So it wasn't just, you know, shock value. Let's get people watch. People who are longtime viewers were watching. And
and I'm glad
in the analytics that was happening. Yeah. So it was good. I felt like it was good for you to have a venue to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And you guys are fine. You're safe.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You've been here for years.
One of the things that I think is that helps. It's one of the tools to use. It's one of the, you know, I did want to mention something that I had left out that we had talked about that night because I didn't think of it, but this past weekend, the last weekend, the whatever issue that I had, the flare or whatever that I had, it was rough. It was one of the rougher ones I've ever had as far as mobility and pain. The pain did not go away. It was constant. And it brought back rather unpleasant or unhappy memories with my mother, you know, with my interaction with my mother. This was exactly the way she was. And this wasn't at the end. This is when she was progressing, you know, and I remember her walking around. I can see the socks on her feet. I can see her holding the counters and I can see her holding her leg. You know, I could see all that. Now, my mother had MS. She had something different than I had, but it's kind of in the same category there.
They treat it with a lot of the same treatments.
Yeah, they do. And so it was like, that was another thing that was kind of playing on my mind there too, you know, and I couldn't figure out a way to turn that around into a positive, like if that makes sense, because it was more of an unhappy memory than a happy one, you know. And that's when I started helping her and taking care of her. And hers progressed. Now she had MS my entire life. She was diagnosed when I was in the hospital when she was
born.
Yes,
it's a boy. You have MS.
Yeah, it was very similar to that.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
She couldn't even take care of me.
Yeah,
the first year of my life. And it was a different time, of course. Yeah, no, the medications were totally different back then. And so anyway, that was another thing that I had figured I would mention because that was another thing that played into the mental part of it.
Yeah.
And it was a little, you know, rough there. But yes, I do thank you. Thank you so much. I don't really even know how to, but say it. Thank you. And I liked yours too.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback I got on mine as well.
You had some nice feedback. Yeah,
they did. There were some people who were kind of, because it's uncomfortable to say I need anything when the other person needs so much.
Oh, it is.
How do you not feel selfish? How do you not feel self-centered with that kind of thing?
Right.
And I don't know, maybe to some extent it is, but it's sorting that out is a little difficult for me. So it was good to have some people to bounce it off of, people who had thoughts for me. And it was good. Yeah. It was just a good, okay, this week was a lot. Clear the air. Yeah. We'll talk to y'all, and then we'll talk to each other, and then we'll talk to everybody. Yeah. And then we'll put some flowers on the grave and sink it. And we'll try next week.
We'll try next week. That's a good way of doing it. And because I am exactly the same way. I'm not where you're at. And I'm exactly the same way. If he's not doing well, you know, noticeably not doing well, struggling with something or whatever, it preoccupies my mind too. And I'm worried and I'm like, you know, so, I definitely related to pretty much everything you said that in the workplace too, like all of it. So, and I guess that's what marriage is all about.
I suppose so.
You know, I mean, really it is.
I mean, what if not that, what else?
I know. Right.
So,
and I certainly don't mind that you were talking about me at all in your video.
Well, it was kind of bit response. I mean, it's how I was doing, but like, as we're both talking about it, we're not equally struggling with our separate issue.
Exactly.
Like my mental health I'm doing okay at the moment.
All right. Yeah.
I'm on the better side of average at the moment. It's been good.
You are.
Not forgetful. All the meds, up in the morning. The crying jag stopped about 6 weeks ago. And that was 6 months of crying and hysteria, no coffee and everything like that.
It was a while.
But, you know, with treatment and support, it lifted. and now you need more support.
Yeah.
So to say, we're both having a hard time, it's like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
spilled your coffee is a hard time. It's not quite debilitating illness, hard time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's good. Getting to share reminds me of where I'm at, and it's a good time for me to be well because you need some help. So the timing of that is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like when it. Not that I like, but it works out much better when, like one of us might be struggling and the other one is okay. Kind of take the weight a little.
Oh
bit,
yeah, you flash forward 50 years and I'm crazy and you're crippled.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking to you, you're not talking back.
Yeah,
you're not talking at all and haven't spoken in years. oh, aging. Oh, life.
Oh yeah.
At least you have a sense of humor about it.
Yes, we do. I'm back to, trying to be positive about things again.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do when you're
it's very hard
in
to
the middle of things, so. But but that was good. And look at us being all selfish. How are you doing?
Y'all doing good.
Didn't even ask how your week was.
Mm-hmm.
I guess depending on where you are, you're either I guess in winter or unless you're down under.
Then you're enjoying some summer weather
right
now, I guess.
So I was looking at some pictures of Australia and I'm like, oh, it looks so nice now.
If it weren't a 30-hour flight,
right?
It costs about $6,000. I'd be tempted to catch. There's no red eye. It's a whole day.
Oh, I know it is. Yeah, so, I would love to see Australia though.
I only have a couple friends that have visited.
Oh yeah,
and for all my world traveler type friends, haven't been to Australia. No, apparently it's expensive. It's far away. It's beautiful, but.
I'd like to see,
I don't know,
like Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. I'd like to see it. Like these are like bucket list things.
Well, we mapped out the driving directions to go.
Yeah,
we figured Juneau was better than Anchorage because Juneau's right on the coast, like Vancouver-ish, kind of on the Pacific, like on those little island chains when you start to go up to the mainland of Alaska, and then Fairbanks is dead center. 3 hours of sunlight. So we had mapped. We'd have to drive through Canada, so we need to get our passports.
Yeah, we better get our.
But with new wheels and everything. I figured maybe we'll do the summertime. I don't want to get stuck in the Rockies in our little roller skate.
This summer coming up?
We'll see. We'll see how money is.
Yeah. Well,
do you want to see Smokey, Steve, and Marc drive to Alaska?
Let us know in the comments.
Comment below.
Heavy Thoughts by Marc and Steve.
I was thinking. I've learned that you can tell a lot about a person by the way he handles these 3 things: a rainy day, lost luggage, and tangled Christmas tree lights. Just saying.
Heavy Thoughts by Marc and Steve.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, I guess the major thing would be finances. You're right. So let's. I'd love to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm good for a road trip. We haven't been on one in like 10 years.
I know.
We went to Holiday World, and that was right after I had purchased that used car.
Yeah, that one.
I was like, if you want to go on a road trip, this is the newest this thing is going to be to me. So we better go. And we did. Within 5 or 6 months, we took a trip, and we drove that little Chevy Prism all over the place. Had 155,000 on it when I got it. It was a trooper. It lasted a couple of years.
It did. Yeah, I remember that.
And in summer weather, I think it would be just fine to travel. So
I think so. Yeah.
So we'll see what finances look like.
Okay.
We'll see what mobility looks like.
Yeah.
We'll see what sanity looks like.
Okay.
And we'll see. Every year I have like an idea of what I want to do on vacation. And then I get some sort of ridiculous illness, like last year when I was in the hospital. Choose through my paid time off and I can't use it. So we'll see.
Yes. Well, same with me too.
Well, I can work remotely. So I guess Alaska's not that far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would be a huge time difference. I'd have to be awake there at about 2:00 in the morning to start the day here on the East Coast. I don't know.
Or is it? Yeah. Well, anyway.
Speaking of all things white, wintry, and snowy, do you have? I heard there's a holiday coming up this month.
There is.
You wouldn't know it around here.
I know, right? I know.
I like it this
well,
way.
Actually, let's be honest. You kind of would because
I do. I don't
got the box. Like all the Christmas stuff is out,
but it's not out.
It's here,
so
there, everywhere.
There's a large box at the doorway of every room that needs to be decorated, and I mean a ton of it, plus outside stuff.
I don't know where it all came from.
I don't know.
The outside stuff is all outside in boxes on the porch.
Yeah.
Sure, the neighbors love us.
I'm sure they do. They have their quirks. It's fine.
Yeah, they have their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's getting away. And tomorrow, Saturday night, I can't think of a better thing to do than roll out Christmas here on the channel. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Holiday.
Finally, a week late. I mean, because
Celebrate.
usually we would have had it last.
Well, yeah,
weekend,
people who are
but-
doing proper Vlogmas started
yes
earlier.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to
But
Christmas.
this is another example of I have to accept the fact that sometimes life has to stop. I don't have a choice in it.
Yeah.
Because I tried to continue to go, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the idea. I had heard it in a therapist session that if you don't give yourself the time your body needs, it'll just take it. It'll just take it when it needs it. If you don't give yourself rest, you'll find yourself falling asleep at the wheel.
Right.
So, you have some leverage over your health early, and then after a while, you don't. Your body just goes, hey, I need water, I need sleep, I need this, I need that, and you're not doing anything
until I get it.
And until I'm not getting out of bed until you get me something.
Yeah.
Bodies are stubborn, but they do the chore of carrying us all around and thinking and eating and everything. So I mean, it's worth the exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I suppose so. Anyway, I don't know, but yeah, well, we got it. We got it going, and we have our Christmas card exchange going on right now.
Our PO box is in the description.
Yep,
down
it
below.
is.
That's where we'll be sending them to.
Yeah.
So,
and I will be heading over to the post office tomorrow, and then we'll be going a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
From now on until because I want to keep up on sending them back too.
Yeah.
So,
and then showing the ones that we get. And keep it going. Because I mean, if we don't go till February, it's like, oh look, we have a bunch of 2 months old Christmas cards.
Yeah.
So we'll make it a point to get there sooner so we can all take a look.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, because I don't get the notifications anymore. I still have to go in there and figure out how. So what I'm going to do is when I go into the post office, I'm going to ask them how to do it. They can tell me how to put it in there so that I get notification
every time a piece of mail goes to the PO box
to be picked up. Yeah. I mean, if it was just around the corner, but it's right in the middle of downtown, so you do have to park, and go into the mall and it's not like a real quick post office.
Yeah, it's not a standalone. It's within a mall.
It's in a mall.
So you have to. There's an outside exit, but it's under the overpass, and everyone double parks because it's only the post office.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to stop really.
So, but that's nice. I am still excited and I'm still motivated, and I think we'll still have a very nice Christmas here.
I think we will.
do.
I'm sure we will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, thank you for joining us this
Yes,
evening,
yes,
rounding out the week with us. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All our contact info is below. Thanks, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
Yes, we will. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Well, I shouldn't say that every time.
No,
How about
very soon.
God willing?
God willing, tomorrow Christmas will start
Christmas
here.
will start
in
here.
Smokey Steve and Mark land.
Oh,
So,
yes. So, yes, thank you so much for spending your Friday evening with us. You have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next time, okay? All right. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. You coming up?